Hi guys, I'm back with another video today. So I'm back on this Friday, July 9th with a movie review of Netflix original film Fear Street Part 2, 1978. So, we're back for Part 2 on July 9th. There's one more of this movie trilogy left. That's Part 3, 1666. That will come out on July 16th. So, overall, Fear Street Part 2, I loved it. It was pretty good. So what is the basic synopsis for this movie? In the cursed town of Shadyside, a killer murder spree terrorizes Camp Nightwing and turns a summer of fun into a gruesome fight for survival. Of course, I'm just using the Netflix description not to really spoil anything, because I think Fear Street Part 2, 1978 is better than Part 1. Now, Part 1 is not bad. Part 1 is pretty good too. But I think Fear Street Part 2 is better than Part 1. But Part 1 is pretty good. But I honestly think Fear Street Part 2 is better. So, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 92% based on 42 reviews. The average rating is a 7.1 out of 10. Metacritic gave it a 61 out of 100 based on 13 reviews. RogerEbert.com gave it 2 out of 4 stars. And this part generally got favorable reviews from critics. So, what do I like about it? Well, Fear Street Part 2, 1978 is just a general slasher film. It's a classic slasher film. From what I got from this movie, and this is the second part I liked about it, it gives me a lot of Friday the 13th vibes. Like, not the first one with Mrs. Voorhees, but the second one. Because the killer, like Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 2, he wears a potato sack on his head, which that doesn't come until near the end of the Fear Street Part 2, 1978. What else do I like about it? I think people will just generally like it because it's slasher themed, and it really gives off a Friday the 13th vibe. I think generally people will like it. I definitely recommend it. So far, it's been the best part of the Fear Street trilogy, which I still have to watch Part 3, so, Part 3 might be better than Part 2, who knows. So what do I give it out of 10? I'm gonna think here for a minute. I honestly give it an 8 out of 10, It looks like people generally like this. I think generally people like this part more than Part 1 because, people can follow along with it. It's a slasher. It's a classic horror. It could be a classic horror movie like Friday the 13th. It gives off Friday the 13th vibes. So, generally people will understand what it stands for. we all know about, like, Camp Crystal Lake and the murders that happened there. Well, it's kind of like at Camp Nightwing, murders happen. So I give it 8 out of 10. You know, it's a little bit better than part 1, but, you know, part 1 was still generally good, and I recommend you watch that one before part 2, because part 1 is leading into part 2. But that is my movie review of next Netflix original film, Fear Street, Part 2, 1978. And if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace, period.